worked out here is that there are so many different elements to what Hit Center Austin is all about. And we've already heard from Neil about how you talk about massive weight loss and conditioning, and then we talked about the intensity training that Robert's mentioned. I mean, it goes into many different elements.
It is, and to all ages too. And I was shocked when I walked in here. I saw, little guys 9 and the young ladies 9 and 10 years old getting some real work in, and they don't take it easy on those 9 and 10-year-olds. Getting some real work in, and not only that, it's for all sports. It doesn't matter what your sport is. And like you said, they have the civilian workouts. All those guys who used to go into gyms, as Neil pointed out, whether it be weight loss, maybe you're just tired of the gyms, and I'm not a big gym guy. Gyms are mundane, pedestrian. If you want to go to a gym, that's your business. But if you want to see results, and results is what they're about here at St. Austin. Everybody here has talked about the results. Even Robert Jones talked about with Caleb, it's about the results. And Neil talked about the results of him losing 60 pounds in 4 months or whatever it is. That's what they're about. It's a results-driven atmosphere. And they have goals, and they're going to help you reach those goals.
Well, Jenny Kruger helps volleyball players reach those goals. And she joins in. I mean, how? Explain, for those who come in and they're interested in volleyball, because, when people think about a training center like this, they think of just running and jumping, getting myself in better condition, or being football players and all that kind of stuff. But this goes to all sports, as Robert said, including volleyball.
Sure, it does. Well, Ron said that it's for all ages, and it is. And volleyball, they start at such a young age now. We actually get them in here, and we actually cross-train. So we have a sand pit where we get them in the sand, and which is obviously a little more difficult movement-wise, where it does everything we do in the sand transfers in the indoor. So it allows them to have a cross-train, and then it also allows them for their speed and agility. They actually come in and get in the sand, have a training session there, and then get out here with the guys and train on the athletic development program.
So, volleyball players are used to, say, working on the court, as well as those who are sand volleyball. I mean, they're both getting an equal opportunity here.
Right, and it's a different touch. I mean, talk a lot about balance and agility, having to be able to move around certain ways and be balanced when they get to the ball. And that's a lot more difficult in the sand. So everything they do is going to be harder on their body. The net is a different height. We train at a higher net so that when they're indoor, everything seems to go more smooth, and it's a lot easier physically and mentally because they get in there and think, I feel like I'm jumping 3 inches higher because I've worked harder, trained harder. So
there's a lot of select programs out there and things that can hold teams come in and do group type work.
We actually have you have club, which is during off season for the high school, but right now we're in season, so we have varsity teams that will actually come in as a group, and we have them train and do the athletic development training, but we also will take them in the sand. So they're able to even during club season, they can come in and do that, but during the fall, we have actual varsity teams come in, even JV teams. We're actually working on middle schools coming in because volleyball starts in 7th grade. But we've got so many that are 6th grade and younger that allows them to come in and get more touches on the ball during the fall when they don't have that available at school.
So how does someone like you manage to keep up with it all when you have an entire team here and then you have 2 or 3 working individually or whatever? How do you bounce around and do all that?
Well, I'm here pretty much 6 days a week, so it is my life. I help train, and sometimes I ask myself the same question, but we just stay on track and keep our schedules, and being here 6 days a week allows me to do that. So.
You brought up the ages that obviously that these kids get started. It seems to get younger and younger every year, and no matter what sport, I think it gets younger and younger the age that these kids are actually getting involved and being committed to the sport.
Sure.
Talk about the development of an athlete who starts this type of elite training at a young age and actually their development. I'm sure you've had some of those kids actually here, but talk about the advantage of starting that elite training early on in an athlete's career and basically seeing that come to it, obviously seeing it develop and obviously flourish for them.
Sure, you see results a lot faster because they're not developing all these bad habits, without training. So now they're getting training at a younger age, and it's the right training. So I wish I had it when I was this age.
Everybody says that.
I'm telling you, it's absolutely amazing. But the thing that I try to instill in the actual volleyball athletes is not to just specialize so early. Coaches want to see well-rounded kids. You know, I want them playing basketball. I want them doing gymnastics, soccer, anything they can do where your movement is fluid and quick, and then get in here. And that's one of the things what I like about the program here is it's athletic development training. It is not just sports specific either, but you have that opportunity to put your sport on the actual training. But as far as, you know, the girls coming in at an early age and watching them, they are doing things at the 10s, 11s, and 12-year-old level that we didn't start until honestly 9th and 10th and 11th grade. So their understanding of the game is far ahead than, you know, it's just developed through the years. I mean, everything is getting earlier. I mean, it really is.
And then one of the things that I've seen, and I think is really interesting, is the motor skills, the eye motor skill drills. That's huge for volleyball.
Absolutely. Your hand-eye coordination you've got to be up to speed. And the things that we can do here, allowing them to increase that, which we actually track it, you know, it's scientific, everything that we do. And they actually see the results. I've had a kid that came in here and she trained 3 days a week. And we had with Austin Performance, we had a volleyball camp, and out of 100 kids, that kid was top in the gym. And you could tell, it was easy for her, it was fluid, and she's going to be 13.
Wow.
And
So in closing, I'll ask you the same question that I asked Robert and talked to Rod about. How much better a volleyball player would you have been if you had this training back when you were?
There's no question.
It's easy right now.
But I will say the only other thing we haven't mentioned is I also do college recruiting. Those that want to play in college is such a process. And we're able to knock out an athletic development training, knock out a cross-training session in the sand, and they can actually get with me one-on-one or in a group session where I teach them the process of how to contact coaches.
What to expect in the process?
Yes, how everything goes, what you should be doing at this age, and what's appropriate, and how to make a phone call, leave a message. It's basically a job interview.
It is.
So we're able to do that here as well, but we do that with other sports too. So.
Well, great job, and thanks for joining us, Jenny. Appreciate it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.